My name is Anna Miller, and just a few years ago, my life felt simple and stable. My husband Ethan and I had recently got married. It was a time when we were just starting to build our life together. We were renting a small apartment, talking about the future, and often saying that in a couple of years we would finally think about having a child, once we were a bit more financially stable. Everything felt logical and calm, as if life was just beginning to unfold. One late night, I received a phone call, a few words, and the reality I knew simply stopped existing. Ethan had a car accident. He survived, but his condition was severe, and the doctors immediately said that recovery would be long and unpredictable. In that moment, I didn't think about myself. There was only him, and the need to stay close. At first, I tried to keep both my job and take care of him, but it quickly became impossible. I started missing shifts, taking sick days, and showing up at work in a state where I could no longer perform properly. Eventually, I was quietly pushed out of the company without conflict, simply because I could no longer keep up. That's when I went to the head doctor at the hospital and convinced him to hire me as a night shift cleaner. It was the only way I could stay close to Ethan and still earn at least some money. From that moment on, my life split in two. During the day, I stayed by his side as his wife and caregiver, and at night, I cleaned the hospital floors while the corridors emptied, and only the emergency lights stayed on in the wards. I barely slept, and gradually, everything in my world shrank to the hospital walls and his room. His mother appeared almost immediately after the accident. She came rarely, but every visit left me with the feeling that I wasn't doing enough. She looked at me as if I should have been stronger, calmer, better. And she often said that a real wife doesn't look that exhausted. His friends used to visit him often at first. They brought conversations, support, and promises that he would recover. But over time, their visits became less frequent and eventually stopped altogether. And at some point, the only person who stayed by his side every single day was me. And very soon, I began to notice that his condition was truly improving. He slowly got back on his feet, first with difficulty, then with more confidence. And after some time, the doctor said he had fully recovered. He could live a normal life again, without limitations, without constant help. And that's when everything changed. As soon as he no longer physically needed me, his attitude shifted. At first, it was small things. He became irritated over minor details, made sharp comments, as if everything I did had lost its value. Then he started saying that I had changed, that I had stopped taking care of myself, that I looked tired, gained weight, and became unkempt, that I no longer looked like the woman he had once fallen in love with. He said I was a good person, but he decided to prioritize himself because he deserved better. He didn't raise his voice. He said it calmly, almost coldly, as if he was simply stating a conclusion he had already reached long ago. One day, he said he was leaving me, and I stood there, realizing that the man I had pulled out of illness and brought back to life had simply returned to that life, without me. For a long time after he left, I kept asking myself what it had all been for. The job, the sleep, the health I had handed over without a second thought. What hurt most was not that he left, but that he seemed to believe he had earned the right to, as if my exhaustion had been a flaw, rather than the proof of how much I loved him. I still wonder whether Ethan ever thinks about those long nights, or whether he has told himself a gentler story by now. Would I have given so much of myself if I had known how it would end? And if someone you loved had needed saving, and everything you had was the price, Would you have paid it the way that I did? Paid it?